You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin.
What is going down? What is going down? This is your boy, Studio MacGyver. This is Random Gameplay Pimpin', guys. If you guys are into anime, if you're into nerd culture, and of course, video games, you come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode 409, and I have some things to discuss with you guys. I'm so excited. Gamescom is upon us, and we just got a lot to talk about. I'm not going to go in depth too many games, guys. I am going to go over some bright spots and things of that nature because I'm going to be covering this probably for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then on top of that, which makes everything even better, Tokyo Game Show is in September. So you got Gamescom now, August, and then in September, you got Tokyo Game Show. So there's going to be plenty to talk about for the next 6 weeks to 8 weeks probably of just a bunch of gaming news, guys. There was no way, absolutely no way I had time to go over everything that took place these last few days, guys, these last 4 days. It's been crazy, but I am going to talk about a lot of stuff today. And then as the weeks roll, I'm going to add more and more, and I'm going to be talking about more things. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's begin. And no anime watch list. Let me just get that out the way now because I just had a hard enough time covering Gamescom as it is. So yeah, with me working, adding an extra day to my work week, guys, because I'm trying to make some moves. It takes a day away from me. So that's kind of handicapped me a little bit as far as trying to balance everything else, man. You know, balance my gaming, balance my game coverage. And then, of course, if you have a family, you already know how that goes. So just a lot of stuff on the plate, but I am here for you guys. So let's get into this conversation, man, because Gamescom 2025, it's always an exciting time when you have these events that come around because it gets you, hype for games that are going to be coming out, guys. So you get to start marking your calendar and you get to get excited about a lot of stuff, right? And as far as gaming is concerned, it hasn't all been sweet. It hasn't all been sugar and rainbows, guys. Prices going up everywhere you turn around. It's just poor practices. Every time you turn around, guys, it's all kind of something going on. But the bright side is if you're a true gamer, you find a way to make it through. And I definitely have. And there's some games that you guys should definitely be getting excited about. And I'm going to talk about some of those here. And I'm going to also talk about some things that happened, some decisions that were made on my behalf. I had some things and some reservations about certain things. And I'm talking about gaming and certain games. And it just, I kind of got let down by a title. And I'm going to talk about that too here. But anyway, let's start out. I don't know where I want to start, man. I really don't know where to start. Silk Song, let's go ahead and get that out the way. I think I talked about this a little bit last week, but we got the release date, guys, September 4th. It's dropping any day now. It's going to be on Game Pass, so I will definitely be downloading that there and tinkering around with that when I get some time. It's just a lot of games. I've been buying games. I'm going to be buying more games. I'm kind of like, I got caught up in this whirlwind, and sometimes I have the best intentions at heart as far as not buying everything and waiting for things to go on sale. But guys, when you have so many games coming at you, so many awesome trailers, so much to be excited about. So yeah, I had to buy some, and I'm going to talk about some of those purchases, and I'm going to talk about what we saw. So yeah, Silk Song, let's get out the way. I'm sure a lot of people are excited for Silk Song. Okay. They should do like a documentary or something. They should definitely do a documentary about this game. And they kind of explained why it took them so long to put this game out. If you guys don't remember when Hollow Knight came out, which was like late 2017, I want to say, they were planning on doing a DLC. And that's what Silk Song was initially, a DLC. That's it. And as they started working on the game, it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they just said, you know what? This is becoming too big just for a DLC. This should be a standalone game. So they went in and completely turned it into just that. And it took that long to do so. Okay, adding things here, fixing things there. And a lot of people grew frustrated waiting on this game, and deservingly so. But now the wait is over. Literally in about a week's time, it'll be here. Okay, everybody will be able to play it. They said they have around 40 bosses to fight. So that's a pretty beefy amount of bosses, guys. Okay, and this is a Metroidvania, so you know it's going to be deep. You know it's going to take time to go through, and there's a lot of hidden bosses and things of that nature, so you don't even have to fight them all. That's one thing I love about games in that genre, and the developers, you know, what they do with some of these games. You know, you can go through a game and miss almost half of the damn bosses if you so choose. You know, if you want to get a little curious, you start to do that in the game and you get rewarded for that. You know what I mean? Some may call it rewarded, but you know, depending on how you feel, fighting some of these bosses, guys, they're pretty treacherous. So it is what it is, but it's all in good fun. I'm happy for Team Cherry finally finishing this game. Now the only question remains is what's next for them in the future. You know, what will they be creating? What will they be working on? Is it going to be something in the same universe? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, maybe they want to kind of do something new and, you know, start something else, man. Who knows what they've been working on, but I'm excited to see it. And I'm definitely excited to play Silk Song. So that's out of the way. I definitely want to talk about Onimusha because there's some Onimusha gameplay that has surfaced out here, and Capcom is cooking. Okay. Not just with that, they got another game. Damn it. What is that fucking game? I can't think of it now. I'll definitely be covering that game next week for you guys, but they're working. Capcom has been cooking crazy. All right. One game they're working on, it kind of reminds me of, I guess, a third person. It has elements of BioShock in there. You know, I think Big Daddy, when I see this team, you know, you have this small female android and then you're this guy in this kind of spacesuit and you're going through some sci-fi area, looks like some sort of ship maybe, and you're trying to do something. Okay. But like I said, I didn't get a chance to really cover that. I did see some gameplay. And I am going to, you know, this is one of the games I'm going to cover in the next week's podcast, most likely, or the week after, probably next week. But it's awesome, and it's Capcom, and they've been cooking. But the one I want to talk about is Onimusha, because I'm a big Onimusha fan. Grew up playing Onimusha on PlayStation 2. I've pretty much played every Onimusha game there is. And, you know, I'm so used to the tank controls. It's basically like a Resident Evil game with tank controls and swords. Okay. Think of it like that, in essence. But now, of course, the game has been completely revamped and you play a completely different character, and it looks awesome. The graphics, the engine they're using, it looks magnifique. It looks so good. And the gameplay loop is amazing as well. I'm just really excited to play this game, guys. And the battle system is crazy. It's something I've never seen before. I don't think I've ever seen a battle system like this, where it gives you options within the fight. So to give you an example of what I'm saying is, say you're fighting some boss, okay? Well, he could be whatever, it could be whatever. You're fighting the boss, you hit him, his points, you know, his lifeline kind of goes maybe halfway. You get him to halfway, and all of a sudden you see two places. You can hit him where the head is at, or you can go to the body. Now, depending on which one you choose to do will initiate a whole new sequence. So if you hit him in the body, then this boss may go into another phase. He may transform. Who knows? But then if you hit him in the head, you might be able to possibly take him out of the fight completely. So there's just a lot of dope things with this combat system and how it works. You have to watch it for yourself. All I got to tell you guys is just go to YouTube and look up Onimusha gameplay and you will not be disappointed. But I am so hyped for this. This is definitely a day one for me. I've stated that before, but now being able to actually watch the fluidity of the combat and everything else, guys, it basically reiterates what I've been saying and how I've been feeling about this game. So definitely one of the ones on my radar for sure in 2026. Cannot wait to play Onimusha. Moving on. There's a game that a lot of people have been talking about that's watched Gamescom, and it goes by the name of Valor Mortis. Now, this is a first-person Souls-like game, okay? And it kind of stems back, if we're looking at a time frame, I want to say like, I don't want to say Roman. I want to say, castles, sword and shield, whatever time frame that was from. That is what the aesthetics look like with this game. But it looks very savage, man. I mean, the combat looks nice. There's also a nice chunk of gameplay out there online. You guys can check that out as well. I think Fighting Cowboy has a nice video. I actually saved it, and I'll be watching a lot of these videos, guys, like I said, throughout the next couple of weeks, because it's so much to cover. What happens is a lot of these influencers, they go out to Gamescom and they record their footage, and they get access to these games, and then they go back home and then they fucking edit it and they put it out. All right. And, sometimes I'll watch a video of a couple different YouTubers playing the same game because, you might see something different in the other one. That's how I kind of look at stuff. And then if it's a YouTuber I follow, of course, I'm going to watch them and, pick their brain on stuff like that. So Fighting Cowboy is a YouTuber, one of my favorite YouTubers that I watch, because we have a lot in common as far as what games we like to play on some of our favorite games. And so he's really big out there on the single player game experiences and stuff like that. That's my favorite genre, and he's on that. So definitely check him out if you don't know who he is. And he definitely has a good video out there, and not just this, but he has multiple videos on multiple games from Gamescom and beyond that he's had a chance to play, break down, and give his insight on. But this game here is just a third person. I've never seen a first person Souls-like. I've never seen it. And from what I've seen so far, I mean, it looks really good, guys. This may set a new trend, but I don't play a lot of first person games though. That's the thing. And this one was really, really caught my attention. And this is definitely one I would definitely pick up and play. And I wouldn't have any problems playing this game. It looks awesome. So definitely check out Valor Mortis if you are curious about this game. And if you're curious about a Souls like that is in first person. It's crazy. Okay. Next on the list is World of Tanks that I want to talk about. This game, I'm not, and apparently this is a franchise that's been around forever, guys, and I just never heard of them. But what got me is the trailer for World of Tanks Heat. So this is the same people who worked on World of Tanks, but they decided to put a little twist on it. Okay. Make it more fast paced. Kind of reminds me of a modern day Twisted Metal with tanks. I mean, pretty much is what it looks like. I don't know too much more about this. I definitely want to find out more, and I will do that. But from what I saw in the trailer, it looks nice, and it looks like something that I would definitely consider picking up and playing. Now, I don't know the release date. I want to say 2026, guys. A lot of these games, unfortunately, won't be coming out till next year, but it is what it is. I'm just happy and thankful that we get these games. So I'll leave it at that. Okay. But yeah, World of Tanks Heat. Definitely check this one out. If you're somebody who's into, vehicle battles, if you're into the, Twisted Metal type gameplay, stuff like that, you might get a kick out of this one. All right. Here's something I want to talk about because there's a demo. There's so many demos out, guys. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, there's what is it? This Is Us. There's Us. I can't remember the name of the game. But there's a demo out for that game. It's kind of like a Dark Souls kind of experience. There's all kind of demos that's been out. Shinobi demo is out. What else is out there? There's so many demos that have been out right now. One of the ones I want to talk about, Daemon X Machina is a demo out on that. But one I want to talk about right now is Trails in the Sky, first chapter remake. Okay. This is a JRPG that has been loved by many, okay, over the years. Okay. I think that first initial game came out on PSP and it was a 2D RPG, and now they made it completely into a 3D. Now, I didn't get a chance to play this yet. I downloaded the demo, so I'm looking forward to playing this demo at some point. I don't know when. And supposedly the demo is between 5 to 7 hours. Okay. Now I'm bringing all this up because this game comes out in September. I think September 19th to be exact. So like when I say there's a shit ton of games coming out, guys, there are a shit ton of games. Now this game looks fucking gorgeous. It looks breathtaking. And I had a chance to play a little bit of Tales Through Daybreak, on the Switch. I played the demo, loved it, bought it on the Switch, and, really loved that game. I was playing a bunch of different shit at that time. I think I was playing that. I think I also bought a lot of shit. and I was bouncing around. So eventually one day, I don't know when, it's on my backlog, but I'll go back around and play that because it was awesome from what I played. Right, I love the characters and everything. I got a kick out of it, especially the main character you play. I mean, it wasn't holding your hand. It was more of had a darker tone to it, a more adult tone type of game to it, and I really liked that. So I don't know what this game is going to entail, but as far as the combat and the gameplay and everything, it has similar gameplay and combat. So I'm really anxious to see what this is looking like. And this one definitely may have to be placed on that radar, guys. And I remember watching a video and looking at the comments, man, everybody loved this fucking game. These fans are diehard. So, and I understand why. That combat system is dope. It's kind of the combat system where you can actually, it's turn-based, but it's also real-time. So when you're in dungeons and you're doing your dungeon crawling, you can real-time combat. And even if you go into combat with somebody that's going to be turn-based, you can initiate the combat with a real-time attack, and then you get an advantage on your opponents. And then you can also place your characters around the opponent. Of course, you would like to place them behind the enemy if you can, and just get certain advantages that way and trigger certain combos and things of that nature. So that was really cool. I really love that about the combat system and Tales Through Daybreak and everything like that. So looking forward to this. And yeah, man, I don't know, man, this might set me on a path of getting into this franchise. But anyway, that's something that was also shown in the demos out there. So if you guys want to take a gander at it, if you're into JRPGs, definitely you want to check that one out. But here's something I wanted to talk about, and it has to do with China and what China is doing now. They're having some sort of resurgence. I don't even want to call it resurgence because they've never really been here in this kind of position before, but they have some talented people over there as far as gaming is concerned. I mean, I'm sure every part of the world has somebody who's, talented and can do things. But as of late, guys, I mean, I just been looking at what China has been producing, and it's been ridiculous. I mean, they are cooking, guys. Okay. Right now. And I don't know, man, I think we're seeing a wave of a lot of Japanese developers coming through. If you're into, the mobile scene at all, they were there and they've been there for a while in the mobile scene. But I think now what a lot of people are doing is saying, you know what, these games look cool on mobile, but man, let's get them over here on consoles. And there's a lot of cool looking mobile games that I think would thrive on the console scene. I'm just not a mobile game player. The screen is too small. Usually those games have pay to win type things, and they're just sleazy. I don't really like that. You know what I mean? But they're doing some things, okay, is what I'm saying. And I like it. I like what they're doing right now. They've got so many games coming out. And to name a few of them, there's one that I just caught wind of right before this podcast, and it's called Swords of Legends. Now, the crazy thing about this name is that there's a game out right now with the same name. So I don't know what made them come up with this name. Maybe they didn't do their research. I don't know. Maybe they changed the name because it's not out yet. I mean, so they could change it slightly and to differentiate it between those two games. But it looks awesome, man. It's a Chinese developer. It looks like it's a Souls-like. It's definitely a Souls-like. I know there's a lot of Souls-like fatigue out there, and trust me, I'll be one of the ones to tell you that. But this game just looks too awesome to put down. I mean, maybe you pick it up when you feel like playing a Souls-like again, because, change the genre, play that. Live over there for a while. And then when you feel like a Souls-like game, hey, go pick something up like this, Swords of Legends. But it looks awesome, guys. The combat looks ridiculous. Just one of the ones that they've been working on over there in China. Another one, I'm sure everybody's familiar with this one, Black Myth Wukong. I think that game sold like 20 million copies in the first month. Okay. Crazy work. And I remember seeing footage of this game way before it came out, and it was kind of a passion project of a small team. And now I'm staring at it on my screen right now. I recently bought it and I've been playing it. I've been getting tucked in. I've been getting warm butter pulled out on me. But I think I've come into contact with 6 bosses, and I took 2 of them out so far. So yeah, I'm kind of grinding right now. And I'm sitting here looking at him on the screen now as I'm recording. So I'm trying to get back to it after I record this and put this out. But anyway, Black Myth Wukong. You have Phantom Blade Zero, which is a Chinese developer as well, which is a day one for me. I can't wait for that one. And then there's Lost Soul Aside, another one. And this was started by one guy. And then he, got a small team together, and then they have the Chinese, I forgot what the name of it exactly, but there's a project that Sony has where they take on projects and help, very small developers who are very talented and make their dreams come true. You know what I mean? And that's what's happening with Lost Soul Aside. And, I made some decisions recently, and I also made a decision to purchase Lost Soul Aside. I went ahead and pre-ordered that because I looked into it a lot more, and I'm really, really hyped to play this game. I really am. I love the character designs. I loved learning the information I learned about this guy and his small team and how everything came to be. And they've also been kicking out trailers as well, gearing up for this release. And it looks like an awesome game. If anything else, to support this guy and what he's been able to accomplish, for this game, because he's a huge Final Fantasy fan. He's a huge action game fan. And you can tell listening to him talk, what made me really want to go ahead and buy the game is when you heard him break down what he wanted out of a game and how he was basically still the head of the ship and making calls and things of that nature, trying to approach this game development as somebody who is an avid player as well. And so when I see things like that, I get excited because we don't have a lot of that. We need more of that in our field, in our, in our hobby that we love so much, which is gaming. Because nowadays, guys, let's keep it real. I mean, most of these companies, these huger companies, they don't give a damn about the gamer. They don't even, half of them in those positions don't even play games. And it's just a sad sight to see. And therefore, you get a lot of this trash that we're getting because they can't relate. Okay, there's no way they can relate to us. The passion, if they don't play themselves, what do they know when somebody's doing something that they might think, I don't think people would like this. You know what I mean? They don't have any clue. And when you see people like this guy who's making, Lost Soul Aside, you hear him talk and the passion and everything about it. I mean, you want to get behind that. And that's one of the reasons I decided to pre-order this game and support this guy and buy this. Also, I'm a huge action RPG fan. So, this reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy 16, some of the combat. And, that's my favorite Final Fantasy 16 game. I'm sorry. That's my favorite Final Fantasy game. And, I want to see this character, do that. I like his design too. I love his hairstyle, which is kind of short, except for the very back, which is super long. It's a ponytail. He's got the, your typical black trench coat on, I love that aesthetic. So I'm hyped. I pre-ordered and I'll be playing it. You'll be seeing footage and I'll be breaking stuff down on the channel. So definitely check that out. Also, Black Myth Wukong as well. I've already started recording, clips and stuff like that. So be looking out for that. Also be looking out for my wrestling, show called Hogan Goes to Hell. I think I talked about that a little bit last week where, I have a whole bunch of different wrestlers kicking the shit out of Hogan, triple, teaming him, doing handicap matches, him in steel cages with crazy characters like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers and just over the top things as well. So I'm just having fun with that. And it's going to be like a weekly type of thing. So there'll be a video a week for the foreseeable future on that. And I hope you guys enjoy that as well. So a lot of stuff, man. I've been trying to get the gaming channel up to par and, it's doing all right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm trying to load you guys with content and that's what we're doing here. You know what I'm saying? So everything I touch on the PS5, which is the easiest thing to record, because I love the fact that PlayStation has the built-in recorder, which I don't understand why Xbox doesn't have it or why Nintendo doesn't have it. I don't understand those things, man. These are things you should definitely have now, built in, or at least with an update or something. But it is what it is, guys. I mean, PlayStation's been doing it since PlayStation 4, so I don't know. But that's just small gripe of mine with other consoles and stuff like that, because I play other games consoles as well. I play Steam Deck and I play Switch and I play those things as well. And, you know, not being able to record those or having to jump through 3 or 4 different hoops to get all that connected to make that happen is a pain in the ass. So, you know, I'm not going to partake in those activities. But anyway, really hyped for Lost Soul Aside, guys. Definitely check me out next week, because next week I will have at least played a little bit of it, and I'll be able to talk about it with you guys a little bit, and I look forward to doing that. And I look forward to talking about Black Myth as well, because I just started. I literally played a couple of days. I think I played a little bit yesterday, like a couple hours, and then I'll be playing some tonight, and then I'll be able to give you guys some more on that. But yeah, so far so good, man. You know what I mean? Very early, don't have a lot of shit, you know, and hopefully I can overcome some of these bosses that's been pulling out warm butter on me, but we'll see. Anyway, moving on, I want to talk a little bit about Daemon X Machina, man. Yeah, my heart got broken. But before I get into that, I want to brush up a little bit on Nintendo, because apparently Nintendo has been struggling a little bit here lately, as of late, guys, with some of their games. Okay, some of their games have been running like straight garbage, and you know, a lot of people don't understand why. I'm trying to figure out why. I just wanted to put that out there. All you gotta do is do a quick search with the Switch 2, and it's some certain games are struggling. Also, you know, you hear a lot of people begging Nintendo to take notice of what CD Projekt Red has been able to do with Cyberpunk, their version of Cyberpunk for the Switch 2, which is putting it all on one disc, instead of forcing third-party devs to put their shit on a fucking one of those weak ass those key cards. Okay, and you know, hopefully they change their tune, guys, because it's just, I don't know with Nintendo right now. Right now, Nintendo, I don't have any care to mess with Nintendo right now. Okay, unless it's something that I already own currently now. Anything else right now, Nintendo can just chill right now. But I just wanted to it was a side tangent I wanted to talk about real quick. But anyway, back to this the situation here. And Daemon X Machina let me down. Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion let me down. I had downloaded the demo. They gave us a demo, and I was excited at first. The first day I was excited because it was, you know, Daemon X Machina. I got in there and my mind told me, well, it'll get better. The game will, you know, expand and things will start changing and happening. But as I played it, the more and more I played it, I realized nothing's changing. It's I don't, you know, and keep in mind, I know it's a demo. I know there's so much more under the hood if you continue to play it, but the initial feeling of the game as I played, guys, did not capture me. And if you guys listen to older podcasts, when I first got wind of this game, I had reservations about it. And, you know, especially when you compare it to the first one, I don't care what anybody says. That first Daemon X Machina game is peak for me. Okay. I think part of it has to do with the graphics, because they have completely different graphic styles. Daemon X Machina, the first game, has a super cell shaded kind of look. Okay. So everything is kind of crispy and bright. And I really love that aesthetic. I love the graphics and the way what they chose in that direction. The new game, I don't know what this is. But I can also tell you one thing I noticed as I played the game: the environments in this game are dog water. If I'm being completely honest here, I'm not pulling any punches, guys. You know what I mean? I'm not. I'm just going to keep it real. I mean, the graphics, especially the world design, you know, they were horrendous. I mean, now I understand this is coming out for PlayStation, not PlayStation. I'm sorry. I understand this is also coming out for the Switch, and I think this game was initially supposed to be for the Switch too. Okay. And I don't think they gave PlayStation a second thought, or PC or whatever else it was they're making it for. Maybe there's a patch later or something. I don't know, but it looks horrible right now. As far as that looks like. And then another issue that I had with it is, it's open world. It's supposed to be open world, and so you have so much more to explore, but there's nothing in this world. There's nothing. There's like a couple types of enemies, and they're just spread out extra thin throughout the world. They're not exciting. It got old really quick. After that first night, when I got back in there second night, I was like, yo, this is it. I mean, I kept looking for, it just didn't hit the mark. It definitely fell short. It didn't give me the same vibe as, the original. And I don't know. The combat wasn't even up to par for me in my opinion, guys. I don't know. I really preferred the combat style of the first Daemon X Machina, which included more guns and weaponry and focused more on that. And melee was kind of second tier. And they focus on this one as more kind of melee based. It seems as if, but it just doesn't gel right. You know what I mean? Now I know there's more to look into in this game and as you proceed, but the initial start of this game, this demo, did not convince me to buy this. It really did. Now I'll eventually go back to the demo and look at it, when I get a chance, but I still plan on completing it. But I was just farming that first night, the first couple of nights I was farming and for parts and things of that nature, so I could build, multiple units or whatever. But like I said, guys, it didn't do it for me. It really didn't. So I'm going to pass on it, at least for now. I'm not, in other words, in my personal opinion, it is not worth $75. That game is not worth $75. Now, it's, a sale that would make me pick the game up. So I'd pay, $30 for that game. Cool. 35 tops. I'd get it. So until it reaches that price, then I'm going to just chill. And it will. It definitely will. This is a game that will eventually go on sale. And it's not a game that a lot of people are checking for anyway. So I don't think it's going to do too well sales wise. It's a very niche game. The first one was a very niche game. It's one of my favorite. The first one is one of my favorite games, period. Love that game. But it was still a niche game and not a lot of people, especially in the West, played it. In Japan, it's big over there. Mechs are huge. So they have a following over there. And I'm sure this game will too over there. But in the West, I don't know. And I really wanted this game to do well, guys. I was hyped for it. I wanted to build a community around it. I was going to, I had some plans for the game. But that may not happen now. Okay. Because of what this is. To me, at least, you know what I mean? So hopefully it changes. Maybe, I just didn't play long enough. And when I buy the game on sale, I can find a spot for it and do something with it. But right now, no, it let me down. I'm going to keep it real. I was really looking forward to this one. And I thought, oh, PS5, we're going to be cooking. But it shit looks like, a Switch with blown up graphics. I don't know, man. I mean, the first game looks better than this. And like I said, the art style they went in a different direction. So, I'm hurt. So it is what it is. So I went ahead and that pre-order for that game, I think I moved it over and swapped it out for, Ghost of Yotei. I think that's what I did. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it, man. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I mean, October, that's an October game right there. So it is what it is. So I am going to be buying Lost Soul Aside and on Friday. And then 2 weeks after that, I will be picking up Borderlands 4. So those are my initial pickups. Also Shinobi, which comes out on August 28th. So those are my purchases right now for the foreseeable future. Those will be the games I'll be really playing a lot of. And then of course Black Myth Wukong, which I'm playing right now. So those will be the games that I'll be playing for the next month or two. So, and then everything else. And then when October comes, you have, of course, Ghost of Yotei. So I'm excited for that. And Ninja Gaiden 4, that's in October as well. So yeah, I mean, and in November, November, I think we have Arc Raiders coming out in November, and I'm already hyped for that. That's only a $40 game. That's going to be cool. I'll be doing a lot of content on that. Also, since I've been talking, the last game on this list that I wanted to talk about with you guys was one that kind of blew everybody away. This one took me by surprise. I've seen this game in the past, and I kind of wrote it off as another open world, action adventure game that I was going to pick up, eventually pick up. But more and more information and more gameplay has resurfaced from this. And this weekend, I'm off for the next couple of days. I'm going to be watching extensive video of this game. But this is probably the best thing that could happen for an MMO for me personally. Because my issue with MMOs, I'll give you an example, maybe Final Fantasy 14. What kills me about it is just too much shit on the screen. It's too busy. Okay. I need my MMOs to look like actual games that, single player games. And this game actually hit that mark. That was the first thing I noticed. Okay. The first thing I noticed, I said, yo, this world is open world. It's an RPG. It's action based, and it looks fucking great. The combat looks awesome. And then I said, oh, okay. So I thought it was just based on one character. Okay. Because all they showed was one character for a lot of the clips and stuff that I saw. It was just this one character. I thought he was the poster boy, just like Clive or somebody else on whatever, Kratos, whatever, their own game. But MMO, when you think MMO, you think, well, MMO is usually supposed to be something you create, or you make your own character and things of that nature. So I'm still waiting. I'm watching this video like, well, where's the customization at? And then the customization came in and I said, oh, okay. And not just any customization. This is some of the deepest customization I have ever seen in recent years. And my jaw dropped and I said, oh, I'm sold then off of that. But then there was more. I said, what? There's more. Yes, this is an MMO, but you can play it in multiple different ways. Okay. You can play it as a single player experience. They said that there's over 150 hours of single player campaign experience out there for you, if that's how you want to play it. Or you can also play it MMO style, which you can interact with other characters. You can do PvP. Okay. I said, yo, I'm here. Then you can also do co-op up to 4 players. So you can also co-op. There's going to be, I think you're going to be able to have your own, your own home, and you're going to be able to deck out your home and things of that nature. And the game is supposed to be free. Okay. Now I went to the PlayStation store and it said $15 now. They're claiming that is only cosmetics. Only thing they're charging is cosmetics. Everything, the game is going to be free to play. Now that's my only kind of sketchy thing here, but MMOs are supposed to be, online experiences. So that's the only thing. If this could just be where, you could play this offline whenever you want it, it would be the perfect game. But that's where the MMO comes into. So hopefully this game does well. And by judging and listening to all the YouTubers I follow and then other YouTubers who are in the gaming circles, everybody's saying the same thing. Everybody's saying, I was surprised. I didn't expect this. This was way better than I thought. I'm so excited to play this. And that's how I felt watching this. And just, it looks crazy, man. And this looks like something that could be that next big MMO for a lot of people moving forward. And I have high hopes for this game. And it's coming out November 14th. And I am here day one for it. I cannot wait to play this game. This was the game I'm most hyped about, believe it or not, this year. And I never thought I'd be saying that right now. Out of everything so far coming out this year, this is probably the most excited I've been for a game, which is crazy because you can tackle this any way you want. I could play 20 hours by myself and then say, hey, you got the game? Hey, you want to join you? And, let's go ahead and knock out some stuff. I can show you some things and whatever. I cannot express how awesome that is. And I am so excited for it. So if you guys haven't heard about this game, and by the name, I don't even know if I told you guys the name of it. The name of this game is Where Winds Meet. Where Wind Meets. That's how you pronounce it. Where Wind Meets. Single player, multiplayer, MMO with PvP, free to play, co-op, gameplay, guys. This is crazy. So please check this one out. I'm going to be watching extensive amounts of video on this game. And as the days go by, more and more videos will resurface because people are going to be, finally uploading their stuff. And so, a lot of people are just getting home from Gamescom right now because it was technically ended today. Today was the last day. So yeah, you're going to see within the next few days, a lot of more content popping up on lots of stuff. There's so much shit that I saw, guys, that I just couldn't fit right in here. And I didn't have time to just comb over it because I don't like just watching the trailer and saying, oh, I saw the trailer and I want to talk about it. Once I see the trailer, I want to dive in deeper. I want to know who's developed this game. If I'm familiar with them, I want to know the ins and outs of the game, when it's coming out, if that's even possible. I want to know if there's any gameplay and how extensive it is. All these things, right? Before I put it on paper and really dive into it, especially if it's something that piqued my interest, because I'm really only talking about things that I'm into. There's a lot of other things that were shown here, guys. And, it's just something I didn't want to discuss. So I'm really just talking about the stuff that I saw. And trust me, this shit here on this episode is just a portion of it. There's going to be more. So like I said, that's why it's going to take me multiple shows, probably 2 more shows to cover everything that I want to cover on Gamescom. And that's cool. That's okay. That's fine because that's more content for me and there's more content for you guys and it's all good. And definitely, I also want to add this. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, Random Gameplay Pimpin on YouTube, please do that. Okay. If you listen to this show, please show your love and support and go over there and hit that subscribe button, guys. Okay. And, you won't be sorry. Okay. I think there was one more thing I wanted to say about this game, Where Wind Meets, and damn, it was at the tip of my tongue. Let me see if I can remember. I found out what I was trying to say. This is how confident the team was. The team has given this game to people for days. They said, look, 4 or 5 days here, play to your heart's content. Okay. So there's people out there who've already played it for 30, 40 hours. It's not like one of those things where, oh, we're going to play for an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes here at Gamescom. No, they actually gave the game to a lot of people and let them go crazy. And that's why I'm so excited about this because, that's a lot of game time to, get your soul crushed if you thought one way and then ended up something being completely different. This is not that case. So everybody who's talking about this game, singing this game's praises, has had extensive gameplay, lots of hours in this game. So that has really got me so happy and so excited for this game. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there with that. I also want to just thank everybody for listening, downloading, streaming the podcast, guys. And I'm sure some of you guys are thinking, wow, this guy put out 2 podcasts back to back. I don't believe it. It's been a while. Yes, it has. And like I said before, I'll see you guys next week because we're doing this every week now, especially during the school year. Okay. Like I said, things always change in life. Things always change. Your kids are growing up. Things change in their life. Therefore, you got to pivot and you got to do things. And it's just the way it goes. So now I've got them in school. We're good. They're in full swing. And so now I can get back to my regularly scheduled program and I can record on a weekly basis because guess what? The kids have been asleep. Okay. And so it's all good now. All right. And when I get home, I can do more. So it's a great time right now. It's a great time to be a gamer. And these are the times that I'm really, really live for when it comes to playing new shit. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I love you all dearly. This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.